with Lizette Salas, another round of 67. You seem to like that number. But you started off hot with 7 birdies over your first 9 holes. Sorry, I'm going to ask you to go through them if you don't mind. But first, I'll let you think about that. Overall, what are your takeaways from today? That was a good round of golf.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really proud of myself of how I started and how I maintained that confidence throughout the round, even though putts weren't dropping. I was committed to each shot, and I knew I wasn't uncomfortable, which I haven't said that in a very long time. And I was embracing it. I was, greeting some fans and just enjoying the moment. It's been a while since I've done that. So, I got off to a really hot start, and I didn't realize I shot 30 until I signed my scorecard. And, that's obviously it's fun when you play like that. And I think it's good momentum going into tomorrow.
Awesome. I know you had that putter going hot. That putter was working for you earlier. If you don't mind talking to us, we'll take them in chunks of holes 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
What you did there.
Well, one, we hit a seven wood into number 1. I hit a really good shot, and we had a testy left to right slider. Made it.
About how long was that?
It was about 35, 40 feet. It's a great start to the day. And then the next hole, par 5, hit it to about 4 feet above the hole. Made that. Third, hit a hybrid to about 30 feet up the hill. Made that. And I hit a really good shot on 4 as well. Had a good look at birdie. And then 5, I also made birdie. Mm-hmm. Hit a good wedge. Had the same number I did on 5 that I did on 2, so I was really confident with that. Made a good, solid 3-4 footer. And then I think the shot of the day, though, was my bunker shot on 6. I gave myself props for that one, and I think my swing coach would be really proud of me for that. We've been working on my bunker play. So, and then, what was it, 7?
7 was the par 3.
Man, another downhill slider. I actually thought I hit it a little too hard, but, flag was in, made it. And then on 8, I hit a really good hybrid to about 12 to 15 feet, pretty straight, slightly left, right, and made that. So, awesome. I could have made on 9, had my first bogey on 10. I think it just played really steady, even though, I missed a short one, not a short one, but a good look on 12. But you know what? It's a major, and you can't make all of them.
Absolutely. But you made that first bogey and then parred in. So
yeah.
Able to put that behind you?
No, definitely. When I made that bogey, I just said, it's okay. And there's lots of golf left. And I think before I would have chewed myself up in my head and said a lot of negative things. But, there's 27 holes left, 26. So lots of golf, and anything can happen.
Awesome. We've got questions. We'll start here with Steve, then work down.
You look happier than you have in quite some time.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if the unloading the secret that you've been carrying, did you realize how heavy it was, and is it a relief?
Yeah, definitely. I think when I finally unloaded the weight I was carrying to my team, first of all, I think that was a big turning point. And I think being okay to be vulnerable and ask for help, I think that having that in my mind has been super helpful. And I think saying it this week was the right time to talk about it. And I don't know. I guess I'm just, you're right. I am really happy, and I think I'm just embracing and taking everything in. And, I'm just really fortunate.
And one more, fan engagement has been really solid and on your side. Have you sort of sensed that all of these people are rooting for you beyond the golf course?
Yeah, and it's a beautiful thing, to hear my name that much. And before, I would hear my name and it would almost bother me. Last year during COVID, or not during COVID, but, the last few months, I would just say, like, I didn't like it. And now it's like, you know what? I actually like the sound of it. And I'm having fun. And, the fans want to show. The fans want to have a good time. So why not, it's kind of slow on the back. So why not just engage a little bit? And, that's what this tour is all about is, we're accessible, and I'm pretty accessible. So I'm just having fun out there.
Awesome. Shane, then work our way down.
Lizette, one thing we saw a bunch of times today is Nelly hitting very far off the tee, and then you get to hit the approach first, and you put one really close and kind of put the pressure on her. And I'm wondering if, tomorrow it's going to be a duel in some sense.
Yeah.
And I wonder if there's like some kind of small advantage in hitting that approach shot first where you really have the initiative. Is that something that ever enters your brain?
Well, knowing that I'm not the longest hitter, I think I'm used to that. I think I'm just so comfortable in saying, you know what, I'm going to hit first, and knowing my game. And I'm not thinking about it as a match play setting.
Sure.
I'm more of, let's just play boring golf and let's give ourselves good looks at birdie. And my hybrid game is pretty good at the moment. And you could look at it that way, that I'm applying pressure or something like that, but I'm just sticking to my game plan and what I'm comfortable with, and it's been resulting quite well.
And then real quick follow-up, what's your routine like tonight?
I don't know. I'm actually not sure. I have my assistant coach from college is here, so we're probably going to go to somewhere, some outdoor dining, and just relax. And we'll probably shut off my phone later tonight, talk to the family, and I think it'll just be a relaxing day with my team.
Cool. Thank you.
Thanks.
Amelia?
How important is your talk between you and your caddy over the shots when you and Nelly are both making birdies and it does kind of feel a little bit like match play?
Yeah. Can you repeat your question? Like what?
How important are the talks between you and your caddy so, you're sticking with your game plan and maybe not being too, like, pin seeking?
Right. The good example of that was 12, that reachable par 5. And Nelly obviously hits it a long way, and she had an iron in, and I had the number to the front pin, to the front of the green, and I just said, I'm not comfortable with this. And I think John, knowing my game and knowing if I say no, it's a no, then we can analyze and say, you know what, I'm pretty good at my wedges. Let's focus on that. And he's been doing a great job of knowing when to step in and when to say commit to your shot and go for it.
Zephyr?
Lizette, how are you able to compete so well whenever you don't hit the ball as far as maybe, say, a player like Nelly Korda?
I can putt. Just get me on the green and we can work from there. And that's pretty much the game plan. I think I'm really comfortable with my fairway woods and my hybrids. And I think I have a rep of not being the longest player, and instead of being a burden or being something annoying, I just said, you know what, I'll just meet you on the green. And I think I had a good taste of that when I played Ann Van Dam 2 years ago at the Solheim. She's the longest hitter on tour, and I just said, I'll meet you up there and we can battle from there. So I'm not at all intimidated by length, and I just know I can compete out here.
We're going to come back down here to Karen and then work our way back down
I
again.
have 2 questions. When you hit a shot like you did on 6 out of the bunker and it's just as you imagined it, is that what in its purest form is the fun for you in golf, that you pull off a shot that maybe you're not, sure you can, or you just do exactly what's in your mind's eye?
Yeah, it's quite, what's the word? It's quite, I don't know, you just get this like tingle in your stomach when you pull off a shot that you've been working on for so long, and you just have it perfectly pictured in your mind, and somehow your body just knows what to do. And that was the best shot of the day today. I think and just knowing that I could pull that off, and just gives me that momentum to be aggressive. And even when I hit in the bunker, I said, all right, that's cool. Like, I'm okay with being in bunkers. And before I was like, do not put me in a bunker. But now I just, I accept the challenge, and I know I'm capable of recovering.
And what did you not like about hearing your name last year? Was it almost like you felt like you had to perform well for these people that were rooting for you?
Yeah, it was just a combo of things. And like I said early in the week, like I didn't like myself. I didn't like who I was, and having people, even though it's extremely great to have fans cheering for you, I was just not in the right mind, and I almost put more pressure on myself to perform, and it was just kind of a downward spiral. So we're doing the opposite this week.
Beth Ann and Amy.
Just 2 questions, if I could. When did you first open up to your team?
I opened up, oh my gosh, probably February. It was a little bit last year as well, like when I moved to Dallas, but I was almost running away from everything instead of being accountable for what was going on, and really just kind of being raw and coming forward to them. And it was probably after I missed my first 2 cuts this year. That was probably the lowest point. And we missed the cut at A&A, but I think after that it was a lot more positive vibes coming from that.
And then, without asking for names or anything, have any players come up to you since you've opened up earlier this week and said they feel the same or they can relate?
I'm even prior to this week, I think I had talked a little bit about it in my Instagram, and I think the most shock or surprising was Lexi. You know, a powerful, dominant player like her, and she said that she could relate, and so that was very comforting. And just knowing that other players go through tough times, and it's all great on social media, but you just don't know what's going on behind the scenes, and it's refreshing to know that, you know, other people, you know, have struggled.
Thank you.
Amy?
Lizette, after all you've been through over the last year, you're in this position now to potentially win your first major. How do you think everything that you've gone through has helped to get you now to this point?
Yeah, my dad says this phrase, everything has its moment, and so I think I was meant to go through what I was going through. I think I've learned a lot, and I think it brought me closer. Closer to my team. It brought me closer to who I really am, and I think that just allows me to be myself on the golf course and to play the golf I know how to play. And you know, whatever happens tomorrow, I'm proud of how much I've overcome so far. And so we're just going to take it one shot and continue smiling and being myself.
Are your parents here this week?
No, they're not here. They're at home, and my mom asked if she could fly out after Thursday, and I said, I think you're just better off at home not in a bad way, but I'm just saying, this is a tough walk. I'm just, you know,
what about now? Do you want them to come now?
I mean, sure. I mean, it would be great if they can get a nice little red eye to Atlanta. I mean, regardless if they're here or not, they're watching live score and they're watching on TV. And it's my sister's 9 years older, and she texted me. She's like, "It's still so surreal to watch you on TV." And so it's. I mean, my family's the best, and I just know that they're pulling for me tomorrow.
All right, and we'll end with Juan.
Okay, let me make sure Pajarito Ferguson is not here. So en español.
Okay.
Estamos hablando del pad toda la semana,
Sí.
pero hoy se han visto golpes increíbles desde el bunker,
Sí.
las maderas, los híbridos, las maderas, cómo juegas.
Sí.
¿Qué es las sensaciones con esto? ¿Qué estás trabajando ahí?
Pues estoy trabajando en el pot, en viendo mis líneas, no sé, este es el juego que yo sé jugar y con todo lo que ha pasado esta semana tengo mucha confianza y yo creo que cuando yo tengo esa confianza nadie me puede parar. Y la única persona que me puede parar es yo misma, con cómo me hablo, cómo pienso. Entonces hoy fue muchas cosas positivas y aunque hice un bogey en el 10, dije que estaba bien y todavía falta mucho golf, entonces me siento muy bien para mañana.
¿Cómo disfrutas golpes como los que estábamos hablando? Como el golpe del bunker en el 6, como el tiro aquí que
¿Cómo
casi
lo
se iba al
disfruto?
agua. Sí, ¿cómo lo vives? Sí.
Pues primero pues sientes algo en el estómago y luego dices, eso es lo que has practicado todas esas horas y sigue adelante, échale ganas y yo creo que haciendo esos tiros otra vez me da mucha confianza y lo estoy disfrutando también. Antes yo creo que ese tiro hubiera resultado muy diferente, pero con la confianza que yo tengo y con toda la práctica que he hecho, salieron las cosas bien.
Bueno, dices que no es realmente match play, pero, por ejemplo, el hoyo 6 tiene un poco de eso, ¿no? De que Nelly está en el green, tú estás en un bunker y de repente la pones al lado. Y entonces, mañana va a haber situaciones de match play realmente, ¿no? ¿No crees? O sea, situaciones
quizás sí. Creo que puede pasar muchas cosas mañana, pero lo que yo sé es que nomás puedo controlar lo que yo puedo, mis pensamientos, mi rutina y de estar cometida a mis tiros. Y obviamente ella tiene un plan diferente, pero yo creo que el mío está resultando bien para mí y ojalá puede resultar en una victoria mañana.
Oye, cuéntame un poco, si quieres, tus conversaciones con la familia estos días, ayer después de terminar, ¿qué te dicen? ¿De qué estáis hablando?
¿Mi familia?
Sí, con tu papá, con tu mamá.
Sí, mi papá y mi mamá me mandan mensajes, hago FaceTime con los niños, con mis sobrinos y es muy bonito porque ellos no saben, son muy chiquitos y ellos no saben la magnitud de todo esto, pero nomás saben que su madrina está trabajando y que está haciendo bien, entonces me están echando porras. A mi hermana, muy chistosa, me dice que siga comiendo la misma cosa para que resulte en lo mismo. Pero lo bueno es que tengo amigos aquí, tengo mi coach del colegio y su esposa, entonces, y mi agent también es de aquí. Entonces vamos a cenar, estar muy relajada y a tener un buen día mañana.
Bueno, y la última, ¿qué es lo que comes para jugar también? A ver.
Bueno, si estoy en carrera, Chipotle. It's my go-to. I don't know, yeah. El otro día comimos Korean barbecue o comida coreana. No sé, hoy a ver qué decidimos, pero una cervecita me antoja hoy, a ver si me consiguen uno y a disfrutar el momento, ¿no? Sí.
Bueno, está funcionando.
Gracias.
Yo te consigo una cerveza sin problema.
Okay, gracias.
We're good.
Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you. I want Chipotle.